Hello and welcome back to another art video. This one is going to be a doozy. We will be making a very extensive card for a idea that I had a while back for the set of cards that will be known as dudes, and there are several of them. The idea comes from that like generic kind of concept, like that one episode of Cat Dog where they had like those like little toys, and it was like a bunch of different ones, but they were like kind of all the same. It was like one guy, but they were like all the same. It was like I don't know, if you think of like, all right, Superman, right? Like how they have like Superman with armor, Superman with scuba gear, Superman with suit, Superman with car, Superman with rocket ship, Superman with gun. Like that's what it would be. It's just a bunch of different a bunch of different things, but they're all the same character, or like similar designs, but they're all different, right? And that was my general idea. Like I originally came up with this idea digitally. Like I'm not putting a digital sketch in here. Is pretty much incomplete anyway. It's like it looks like this because I used it as the reference, but it does not have the correct things. Essentially, on the paper, I drew a vague outline of what it's supposed to look like, and then I used the light table to see through the paper and draw over it. So it's pretty cool. I thought that it was a pretty cool piece of art and a pretty cool idea. I really like how all of them turned out, but it was a very long process. This is in a much higher bracket of video. It is about 30 minutes long, and the original one is like the Rambo-ish one is the like proto sketch. So that is the one that is the most significant, and that for this sketch we drew with the Pentel twist, I think it's called, and we're drawing on printer paper, and we're using a light table that I don't even know the name of it, but it's just called LED bright excuse me, LED bright pad A4 D60. So do what you will with that information. Get your own, but right now we're using a TD Bank pen to outline the outline of the image, or outline the image of the character, and that is just so that we could have you know a clearer vision when we draw through the paper, and or draw through the cards. This is a very long video, as I stated before, and I would like to urge you, to take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe for our sponsors, Boy Time, and thank you. We will, we greatly appreciate that, and we will continue along. But right here, a lot of this is just prepping so that it's visible clearly through the light table. I don't know how like light some of the lines can be and still be visible through the light table. I just always assume that it's like, well, if it's not dark enough, it's not going to be seen. So I'm going extra dark, and I'm working a little bit more uh, with intent on this because of the way that I need to be able to see it. So the details are a bit, solidified. And unfortunately, I did solidify a lot of details here, but, you know, turned it on, and the first card will be drawn at the directive of that. And this is really bright. I really didn't think to turn off the lights until much later using this table. So forgive my silliness for not thinking of that. And this is the process in real time. Nothing is sped up as far as I am aware, and we are just working. We're just chipping away at this in real, actual time. We're using the TD pen to just draw based off of the sketch what we need. And right there, when I drew that little thing with the top part, I made a mistake and I didn't connect certain parts to the head. And it's something that I correct later, but it's something that I just want to acknowledge now. Like this is originally the first guy. This is like he's like Rambo or something. And the other ones will not have such definite themes. They'll be a little bit more generic in nature, such as like store clerk, um, you know pajama time, etc. Things of that nature, and those vibes will be distinct or unspecific through the actualization of this process, because I think it's pretty fun. Like I would say that it's kind of like that one thing, but I don't even want to say the to say the name of it, because personally I don't like it. Like there are people out there who probably like that one thing. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. And the little figures, you know what they're called, but I'm not really a fan of those. I don't really like them, and it's not because they're like ugly or anything like that. I just don't find them to be really appealing because of the little beady eyes. I think that like maybe if the eyes weren't beady, better yet, maybe if you can get them with no eyes at all, that would be pretty cool too. But I won't say too much about it, because what makes my thing so cool. I have my characters have these big eyes and these cone shaped heads. Like what makes them so cool? Like who am I to judge the little beady eye guys? But the first one is like uh Wild Guides inspired or Rambo esque inspired, type of guy. I wouldn't 100% say that, but the um, the idea is derivative of that. And you turn the light table off, and you got this not too bad of a drawing. Uh, Obviously the legs and stuff are like you see is different, and the rifle or whatever is bent or whatever, and kind of goofy looking, but that in my opinion adds to the charm. I'm not here to be drawing guns and whatnot. I don't really care too much about that, but to get the characters to look and feel and have the emotion or ideation that I wanted them to have is more important than anything else, because it's hard to get that. It's hard to capture that. And with characters and stuff like this, there's going to be so many of them that they're going to start to get generic. They're going to start to feel generic. So I have to figure out ways to make them more spicy and how to keep them interesting. And I have not had to cross that bridge yet, because there's only 6 of them so far. So in this video, we are only going to be making 6, and that is how many that I have. And I have not done more because I can't record any more videos until I get these videos put away and packed up and exported out, into the old video recombinator. So we are living in the past future, so don't worry too much about that. Also, again, for those people out there who engage or interact with my videos, do you like do you like long videos? Do you like longer videos or do you like shorter videos? I personally, I love a long video. I prefer long videos. In fact, one of the things that really bothers me deeply when I'm watching a YouTube videos and somebody's like, this video was almost 3 hours long. It's like, bro, make that video 3 hours. Like making the videos the way that I make them, I understand why some people are like against making their videos, 3 hours, because if you have to edit 3 hours of videos, it could be pretty like taxing. That could be very taxing. Whereas this is not like the same thing. Like my process is a bit more tailored to my convenience, and I don't know if their processes can be tailored to the convenience because they need so much stuff. Like you need a bunch of memes on hand, a bunch of sound effects on hand, edits, um, finding the right time to record certain things, recording gameplay, recording X, Y, and Z. So these things can be pretty overwhelming, in my opinion. But make that video. If that video is gonna be 3 hours long, make that video 3 hours long, bro. Because here's the problem, right? If it's a 10-minute video, I'm not watching it. Like I don't really open 10-minute videos personally. Me, I want a video that's long. I want a video that's like gonna be, significantly longer and have a lot of time so I could put it on while I'm doing what I'm doing here, like when I'm drawing. I want a long video on in the background for when I'm drawing. I'm not putting on a 10-minute video for when I'm drawing because it'll be done before I even probably start doing anything important. And then I gotta put on another video. So what does that do? It takes me out of my flow state, it takes me out of my zone. And I'm not dealing with that, So I like a long video. I love long videos. Uh, if I'm if I'm playing a game off stream or whatever, I want a long video as well. I'll put on, I want a 1 hour analysis of every episode of Murder She Wrote, so I don't have to watch a single episode, and then I end up going to watch the episodes myself because the analysis was so good that I had to go and see what they were talking about. I need all of these things to exist. I need these things to be explained. I need these things to be shown, and I love that. And I don't think there's anybody out there on YouTube, in my opinion, even though I do ask this question, I don't think there's anybody out there who wants to watch short videos. I don't think there's people out there who want to watch a short video unless it's like a video about like, I don't know, you're trying to look up some how to do something, right? A tutorial, and there's a short video. Great, it got straight to the point. Or it's a video about like reviewing an object. I got straight to the point. Great, we love it, amazing. But no one wants a short video when it's like, entertainment value. You know what I mean? If you can have an hour episode of, I don't know, I'm just gonna insert, like if you have a hour long episode of like Supernatural, or you can have a 22 minute and a half episode of Supernatural, which one do you want? You want the hour long episode because you want to see Sam and Dean. You don't want to be sitting around like you gotta wait every few weeks for like a 22 episode. Come on, man. Nobody wants that. I was really happy with the way that this one came out, the sketch for this character, the gamer. This one was a really good one. That was a really good one. And by the way, this is all done in real time. So far we have 3 of them, and there will be 3 more. We are really cooking. Here we are. We are really doing our thing. And it is fun doing them. It's kind of like almost therapeutic because it's kind of simple. And look, he finally turned off the light. Well, great. Now he's now he's drawing with power. Now he's playing with power. Uh, yeah. So he is doing his thing now that he turned off the light. I was trying to remember. There was something I was watching that I don't remember what it was, but regardless, these characters are, going to be their own set of cards with their own thing. Again, it's going to be called the dudes. They're their own set of cards. There's going to be a bunch of dudes and different things, suits, situations, occupations, all types of things. And I was thinking about also making a female version but I don't really know what I would call that. And the issue that prompts for me is, you know, the context of content, because you could really make some real messed up, well, not messed up stuff, but uh, things that might be a little too risque, and I would be prone to doing that just because of you know uh, the feminine form is a beautiful thing. So it's something that I would probably engage in, unfortunately. So happenings that are going on as of this video, uh, a few days ago, like last week or whatever, I was like riding my scooter, nice and cool, kick scooter, push scooter, and everything was fine. And then I get home, I go to sleep and I wake up, and the next day my foot and my leg are just like in so much pain. It hurts so bad, and I've never really had that with the scooter before. It was really weird, but it was a lot of pain, and it was pretty bad, and it lasted for several days. And today, as of the recording of this video, I was gonna go out and go for a ride on my scooter again, and I'm in the elevator, and I get the smart idea to unwrapped the scooter in the elevator. Like it's a foldable, so I unfolded it in the elevator. Usually, for reference, when I usually unfold it, it's outside. Like I put it on the floor and I unfold it outside. I unfold it in the elevator. I get out of the elevator and I freaking you know line up with the scooter, and it hits the outside of my ankle, and it like felt like it cut it, and it was so painful. So I had that pain after I just healed up. My scooter was hurting me again. It's just so funny how that works. You just did so well, and your scooter's hurting you yet again. You get on your little scooter, and now you're in mortal danger because the scooter is acting up. But I got on my scooter and I still went for my ride, and the insanity of it all, the insanity of this ride was that it's like 50 degrees or something, right? And that's not too bad, but there's a heavy wind blowing in the direction that I have to go in. And this wind is blowing so hard that I have to push even harder to go against this wind. So what ended up happening was I ended up losing a lot of momentum, a lot of stamina, and I had to like before I got to my destination, I had to like just get off and like kind of walk, because the wind was so strong that it was like actively causing me to not be able to like overpower it. Like I was like essentially riding against the wind. It was very frustrating, and it was causing me to have to try harder to get to where I was going. And I just got off and walked the rest of the way. And yeah, so I went from injured to not injured to injured, and maybe I might be injured again because I haven't gone to sleep yet. I haven't let my body do the little rest that it needs to do. So we do not know what we are going to get once we do this rest. Once we go to sleep and wake up, we do not know what is going to happen to us. I might go to sleep and wake up and my foot hurts again and my leg hurts again, which would be unfortunate but pretty funny, because then it's like, can I ever ride this scooter again? Like, why is this scooter doing this suddenly? Why suddenly is this scooter like causing me to not be able to just like enjoy it, get on the scooter and ride and have a good time? But you just never know. You just don't know why that's going on. But yeah, so these cards are gonna be pretty cool. Um, I'm gonna have a bunch more of them create it. And these will be separate from like the other ones. Like kind of like the capsules will be different from these. I don't want them to really be connected, but I don't know, maybe they should be connected. And I don't really know if I'm gonna have either of these be like battleable cards or non-battleable cards. It's very hard to determine that. I think that maybe I might want to um develop some more of that stuff, and I was thinking of like what flourish would I put over the front to do the like names of the cards, because it's something that I don't really think about. Excuse me. For the capsules, yes, a lot of them do have names and some of them don't have names. And I was thinking I would put Blue Ant with the capsules. Blue Ant in the gang kind of go with the capsules, but maybe not. I don't know. I think having three different types of cards would just be a nightmare. But, you know, trying to make everything into a trading card is, creativity 101. You got to make them all into trading cards. And if I had to say something else about them, I'd say like the initial uh, first several cards is, you have the guy with the gun, the gamer, the sleepy guy, the guy with the wait, you have the guy with the gun, the gamer, the sleepy guy, the store clerk, the guy with the flower shirt, and then you have the surfer, which is this one that we're working on now. And those are all of them. And then we have to color them. And I am thinking on whether or not if we should speed up that video, part of the video, or leave it in real time. And I think we might speed it up because I wanted to kind of like leave the video in full time, full speed, or like full real time, but I just don't know if that would be logical because the coloring process is not too insane. I think that is really basic, and I'm not sure if we need that type of I was about to say, he's about to say content. I'm not sure if we need that type of like time, but I I don't know. Maybe we just don't. Maybe we uh just go over it, and I will give you my inner thoughts about what is going on with each one. Uh, as this video is going on, I do have a episode of Super Sentai Zaru Ranger going on in the background. Look, so we got the first three colors over here, and yeah, so we're using the crazy art markers. These markers, the only reason why I use these and not the other ones is because I actually want this to kind of be good. I've gotten some feedback from non-drawers, people that just, you know, live their lives and do other things, and they all like these characters. They thought they were pretty cool, so I would like to get some more feedback. And remember, if you enjoy the channel, you enjoy the art, you can support the channel by giving the video a like, giving the channel a follow, giving the channel a comment, and hitting the bell so that you know when we're live. And our sponsor Boy Time will appreciate that greatly. So this one is the clerk. We're coloring their apron. They work at Mart. That's the Mart. And yeah, it's blue shirt, and I believe the hair is brown, skin is brown. The shirt is like, I forget what color the shirt is, and you got like the tan box. So the pants is like there's like a green, like it kind of looks like black, but it's definitely like a green color. It's very interesting how like hues and such operate in the good old color world. I am kind of a little bit tired, so and so I don't know what I will do after this voiceover because we still have a couple more to do and they don't all have to be done now. I love to keep you abreast of what's going on with the videos because it's just something to it's just something funny that when I watch it back and I hear it, I'm like, oh, he was talking about doing this. Nah, 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 I should have did this. It's like funny. It's like I get to like kind of argue or I get to like second guess myself in the future. Like he already did that thing. It's like, yeah, what was he talking about? He wanted to do this, but yeah. So the shoes are green, the shirt's green, the pants is dark green, the apron is blue, skin brown, tan box, and brown hair. Everything. The eyeballs are all gonna be purple. I'm not sure how I feel about that going forward for every character. Do I want the eyeballs to be like purple, the lids to be purple? Um, I think I will make that decision, but it was something that I was thinking about when I was doing it, but I'm not sure if I will do that for all of them forever. But I'm thinking at this point we might do that forever. And sorry, um despite my desire or thoughts that of wanting to change the speed for the coloring to be a bit faster, I think we'll just leave it at normal speed. Unfortunately, if people don't like that or they don't want to watch that, that's not really much I could do about that. You don't know what people like, you don't know what people want, and there's not really much I could do about that. uh as you can see, I'm still suffering from that one marker video that I watched on YouTube with the teacher showing you how to use the markers so that you get nice and broad strokes, whatever. And inside of your mind, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, these don't look nice and even or broad. It's like, yeah, well, guess what? I'm trying to undo my brain from what I learned from him because yes, while his stuff is correct and good, and or not correct, but like a way to do something, it caused me a great deal of harm to the point where I'm coloring stuff and it doesn't look good anymore because I'm like following this like arbitrary rule that's not a rule. It's supposed to be doing or thinking about. You're supposed to do it. You're just supposed to uh, sit down and just color them or do whatever you're gonna do. And we've got two knocked out so far, and we have, or I guess not yet, but once we finish this one, we'll be moving on to the next one, and then on the next set, we have three more. What we'll be doing another three colors. So the Rambo one is a bit more, or the Wildman one is a bit more, easy. Um, And I debated on also even doing skin tones for any of them. I was just gonna color all their clothes and maybe their hair and leave them all without skin tones. Kind of like a Simpsons deal, but you know, not really. But yeah, we got a bit more to deal with. And yeah, I could have sworn I like paused the parts where I was like taking such a long pause in between them, but I guess I didn't. And that's unfortunate because it makes it's unnecessary time. It makes it seem like I'm being kind of like, braggadocious about the amount of like, oh yeah, I used every second, but like there are seconds where there's nothing happening. Like certain seconds there's nothing being used. Like right here there was nothing, but I was selecting the next pin. So like we kind of don't need that time, but that was an actual second and I'm not going to cut that out. But the previous time where I was waiting, that was longer than a second, and it should be probably cut out, but it won't be. Um, with the gun, the way that it is, it kind of looks like he's got like cleavage. Kind of he has like cleavage, so he's got like big honking gun. It's kind of funny, but I like the way that this guy came out, the soldier guy, the crazed soldier guy looks pretty cool. I really like the way that the sleeping guy's slippers came out. I like the way the other guy's expression is. There are many things going on with all of those, and yeah, it's very interesting how I was able to put that together. Uh, it is just a testament to, if you have an idea, just sit down and do it. You take some time, you get an interest, and you just sit down and put yourself to work. Because honestly, like, doing this was fun. Like, it was really a lot of fun, and it was something that it was an idea that I had since the second of this month, but it was an idea in my head probably longer than that, from like a while back. Hold on, I have to burp, sorry. And yeah, that was a while back. Like, I had that idea and I wanted to capitalize on this like thought process and drive to complete this idea to do this thing. And like, I like gave him like very very kissable lip, but not not to be not to be too kissable, I guess. I don't know. He's just cool. And these are the first set, so you just witnessed the first three get finished, and now we're working on the second set, which are a bit cooler. Well, not cooler, but more normal, and kind of like a direct reflection of what it is that we will kind of get in this series. Like, obviously, you got people out there who would question, well, if there's going to be a lot of like generic normal things, then what is the point of this? And I think that you kind of miss the value of what it is to have a group of characters together, and you be able to like find somebody that you relate to, because everything being this over the top non-linear kind of character makes it so that it's not interesting. Because what, like, if you wrote a story for like Superman at full power all the time, that would be boring. It'd be like a one-page story. Superman punched the air and killed all the bad guys. Like, it just would be, a boring story with no actual like decisions being made, nothing real happening. And nobody would want to read that. Nobody would want to see that. It would just be boring. And that's one of the things, is like, the dudes, if there's like a bunch of them that are just like, mundane, that's relatable, because a lot of people are mundane. It's like things for your uh things for your everyday life. Is it reflecting your everyday life to a degree, but also adding a little bit of mystery, a little bit of excitement, because while it might be relatable to you, it's not you. And it still has its own identity, so you can latch on to it in a more like imaginative fashion. You ever see like something and then imagine what it's like, or imagine what it's about, instead of like knowing what it's about? And then when you get it, your perspective changes from what you imagine to what it is that you've experienced or had. It's like, oh, like, this is nothing like what I thought it was. It's like very it's very unique in that regard. But we still have three more, or yeah, two more cards. Technically, we still have all of the cards, because unless I do the eyeballs on this one right now, we will be working on that and a bit, more brown hair. But this character is like the gamer. He has like the skull T-shirt, the green pants with the green sneakers. I don't know what was what gamers in green at one point. They really loved that. they really love their green, they really love their skull shirts. So, and as a gamer, I can't say that I love skull shirts. I'm I do like skull shirts, but I don't think it's because of gaming. It's just, I guess they just look cool, and that's this controller. You know, we have like every color from my marker pack like on that table. Is really crazy. And you just give them a little bit of definition on some of his facial features, so you know, so that it's not too crazy. And you know, I'm excited because the thing after this voiceover, I think I'm gonna take a quick nap because I definitely need it. Um, Again, I did a lot of voiceovers today, and again, none of that stuff is like kind of important to you, but I do like to be aware of what I'm doing because last time I said, I'm not gonna let the videos pile up so that I end up doing like 40 videos in like one day, and here we are yet again doing like 40 videos in one day because I started recording videos and I just kept coming up with new ideas of stuff to draw. And some of it is like really small, like the bunny thing, and then you have other stuff like this that's like full on project. Like this is a full on project and it's sick. Like it's a sick, cool project, and trying to get everything the way that you want it and to figure out the logistics of it so that people can buy into your product, your idea, or buy things from your idea, and both of those would be cool. You know what I mean? Like it's just like a cool experience. It's something that I would think is very sick. And another thing that I wanted to say was that, and more modern happenings. So I recently finished Dragon's Dogma for I guess like the third time this would be, or something, or maybe the fourth time. I don't know, because originally I did platinum it on the PS4 and or the PS3 actually, I think. And I played through the game using a different build that I usually would build, which was sorry, I took my headphones off. Which was I'm trying to think of the build. The build that I used was in this game playthrough was magic, and the original build was assassin, I'm assuming. So it is a very different game. One, which is really annoying. Two, I just feel so underwhelmed or underwhelming. And there are bosses that you can't beat unless you have like a melee weapon or whatever, or you can melee them, such as like the Iron Golem or whatever. So that's really stupid, really a dumb experience altogether, and really made me upset. But I just feel like I really like enjoyed Dragon's Dogma. Like, so for history, originally when Dragon's Dogma came out, I did play the demo. I liked the demo, but I was just like really stupid back then. I thought like, oh, they're trying to like be Monster Hunter without like multiplayer. Like this is not gonna work, and I just did not get the game. I did not care for the game. But I used to work at a game store, and sometimes they would just give me games for free, and somebody was trading in that game for like cheap because they hated it. They hated Dragon's Dogma. It was like, here, you want this? We don't want it. And somebody bought it from me and gave it to me. And I went home and I popped it in. And I was like, this game is probably gonna suck because I just didn't like it. And I loved it. I thought it was like one of my favorite games. And fast forward to 2026, back then I got the platinum, but today I was, trying to grind out the platinum again. And the game is just so unfun as a mage. Right now I'm a mage archer, and it is just a very unfun experience for me. I am not having any fun. I did beat the main game, and I am in the post game, but it is a very unfun game for me, and I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing it. As well as I also have dungeon encounters, and I don't think that's a good stream game. And I kind of wish that they had like an auto system because let's be fair. If I had an auto system like auto battles, it'd be a lot better game because I kind of wanted it for that. I kind of wanted it for like a game that just like auto advance with auto battles, and then I just kind of like idly sit by while it plays itself. That would have been a really cool thing to have as like a little side thing, but nope. And we're almost done, coloring these. And so far, if you remember which ones you saw, I'm sure at some point there will be a spread of them all. But which ones are your favorites? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And turn on the bell icon to get notified when there is new videos. So, and each time we're going to color those eyes all purple or pink and get these out of the way. And we really did that. But I don't think I like Dragon's Dogma as much as I did 13 years ago is what I was trying to say. But yes, thank you for watching, and hopefully you come back again in the future, and I will see you again soon. This is going to show you each of the cards up close or a little bit closer, and yeah, see you in the next one.